3, 2, 1. And we're live. Gary Fox, thanks for joining me again on Mono e Mono. We thought it was, 6 months ago, but it was actually a year and a half.
Scary stuff. January 18.
January 18. Time flies when you're having fun. And
Indeed.
you're a man who's having fun.
Well.
What has happened since the last time? Lots.
I don't know. Where do we start? I'm trying to think where we left off. You were full steam ahead with Limor, and I was doing Host Butlers. Still doing Host Butlers, and started then another side project as well on the side. So.
And since you've moved in here, you've got good neighbours. They've followed your lead. You've actually got Google right beside you.
I suppose you should address actually where we're sitting. The obvious part. So we're in Grand Canal, and this is a barge I bought. Actually, we moved in 3 years ago, June 1st.
Wow.
So 2 weeks time. 3 years here.
It's amazing. People obviously listening via audio won't see it.
Of course.
You can check out the video. Will be up on the Limor YouTube page and social media and stuff. But it's I actually requested to do the cast here
specifically. I had to tidy up. I had to hide all the stuff.
Yeah.
So living on a boat, you have to be a little bit creative with your spaces.
Little white bags that
kind
of looks like flowers.
Never looks like that on my office. I mean, tiny table. Yeah.
But it's it's some spot. Beautiful.
Yeah, it's crazy. Beautiful
evening here in Dublin City. It's a great time of the evening when it's kind of the rush for everyone going home.
Yeah, it's nice. This time of the year is beautiful. Like from now on, so from what are we now? May. Yeah, so from April, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
Like in the winter, it's a lot colder. Obviously, it's a lot more different. You've got the stove there, but in the summer, it's beautiful. Like you literally sit out the front in the evening. It's beautiful. Like the location is.
Few hostile neighbours though.
Well, you did start filming
inappropriately.
So
I was taking an Instagram picture of Google and I got attacked by his neighbours for invasion of privacy. But
community watch in full action. Keep my boat safe.
Yeah, but no, it's good that you have neighbours like that.
No, it is good. It is bizarre. Michelle always says it's like a little village because you know exactly who's on what boat. You know exactly their name. Whereas if you go into an apartment block where no one really knows. So it's good and bad.
bit awkward when they're looking in your window.
Yeah. Michelle's always like, close the blinds. Because in the morning I'll often get up, open the door behind Connor there, and then you can see, once that's open, you can see the whole way through to the bedroom, which is literally just there. So it's, I'll often get out, walk the dog 6 o'clock in the morning. I'll come back, she goes, you left all the windows open. So no, it's great. And as Connor was saying, you're much lower here, so technically you're sitting in the water. So the walkway is actually about a foot above us, and then the water is probably somewhere around here.
I suppose the handy thing is if they're terrible neighbours, you can just...
Well, we did move. So
you did, yeah. The boat, the house, move in a different position.
Yeah, last time we were down the far end, so we moved in 3 years ago. We just literally, because I bought it and I didn't know how to drive it at all. Drive and sail it, whatever you want to say. And literally, we got it, and your man was like, I was like, oh, you're going to give us a lesson? It's your home. It's you spent 50 grand on it. It's 43 foot. It weighs 23 ton. And I bought it off your man down that loan. He goes, oh yeah, okay, come on up. So brings me up to the back, and he's like, forward, back, right is left, left is right.
On your
and
way.
Then hops off.
Spits in the hand, and
I'd imagine we'd head out onto the water. And we'd doing all these navigations. He goes, oh yeah, it's grand, sure. Me and my mate just sailed across that loan, pulled up at the first lock, and literally just stood there looking at it going, I don't know what to do. So we YouTubed how to drive a barge. It was hilarious. Luckily my mate Jamie had good sailing experience, so he had some idea what he was doing. But we sailed it up we moved out of our apartment and we sailed it up from Thursday, and we got here Monday afternoon. It was crazy. We should have just taken ages, but we just literally did morning to night, because I was starting Host Butlers at the time, and I had no one else to work. So literally Michelle covered me for 3 days, and I had to be back here on Monday.
Yeah. Well, when you have deadlines.
That was true though, you know what I mean?
Done.
So we just literally, while we were down there, that was the first spot we saw. Just drove into it and stayed. Yeah. Typical Irish style.
And how does that work? Yeah, you don't get assigned a spot. It's just whatever's free.
You do now.
You do now.
Yeah, you do
not
now.
then.
So no, not then. It was pretty disorganized when we came in, and now everyone has their spot. It's actually better because before you were like, oh, I wonder if we leave now. anyone could have just sailed.
I can see Gary at the community, the meeting of all the residents. I'd like to make a point here.
Point of order.
Point of order here. What?
We don't have order. So it's grand now. You have your spot, and that's it. You just stay there.
And it's a great spot. I think last time we caught up, you touched on it there. For anyone who's listening, I suppose we better give you a little introduction who you are.
Oh yeah.
So how myself and Gary met. We're dipping into that bucket or that thing of Winter Warrior
Keep
again.
That story going.
Keep that story going. Get as much traction as we possibly can. It was on RT last night as well. Or it was Sunday.
That was great. Actually,
Sunday. I didn't actually see it yet.
So good.
But I met Gary in a thing called Winter Warrior, where, long story short, people with no experience in MMA, mixed martial arts, go in, train for 6 months, and then step in a cage and beat each other up at the end of it.
It's a good summary.
It's a great summary, and it's a great way to get to know people as well. And that's how we got to know each other, and we've stayed friends ever since. And that's the thing. What's happened since the last time? The last time I was doing this cast, I got an invitation to his wedding. He was only engaged at the time, the lovely Michelle, and since then big year. You've been married.
It was January, so June we got married. Went on honeymoon, did all that jazz. September got a puppy. It's probably the biggest thing. Got the puppy. Lots happened.
Yeah, and
went back to Winter Warrior again.
Winter Warrior, yes, and this is the thing. Since that, you're in Winter Warrior again. Like in between that, of course, the reason why we hit it off in terms of a lot of similar interests, and one being business and hashtag CEO, hashtag entrepreneur,
grind,
hashtag Instagram, Put
my links below.
Yeah, we will. You can listen if you're listening. On Limor, make sure you give Gary a follow. He's desperate for those follows, and those likes,
those follows.
and on Limor, this sweet listens. So he has that, and you have your own. You are indeed an entrepreneur, and a very, very good one at that. I have to say, which is another thing I want to talk about. You have your business, Host Butlers.
Yeah.
Which is, do I pitch it for you? You're kind of like the middleman between the property owner and people who want to get an Airbnb.
Pretty much, exactly. Yeah, that's a good summary. Yeah,
and it's going very well for you. I've been obviously keeping an eye on it. I think it's a fantastic idea, and then you've another thing on the go now as well. If that wasn't enough, which is
the entrepreneur experiment. So that came about. Probably 2019, probably towards the end of 2018, I was just thinking about stuff and wanted to start something new, and I was kind of doing content. I was doing bits of everything. I was doing a little bit of Limor, a little bit of Instagram, and there's no kind of coherent message throughout it all, because I was doing stuff for Host Butlers, doing like Airbnb stuff, and I just kind of wanted one thing to kind of pull it all together. I just wanted to learn about more stuff. I wanted to learn about how to do a podcast, how do you do YouTube, how do you, and just I needed a structure. I found I was a bit, not aimless, but I was super busy, but in a kind of a very unstructured way. I was doing lots of little things in kind of a very sporadic fashion, and I kind of hate that. I like to be like start, finish, like Winter Warrior. You start something, you do it, you finish. I kind of needed that structure, so the entrepreneur experiment was kind of born out of that. I was kind of throwing it around, kind of new year, new me. I'll start this new thing, and of course you never do in January. So like March 1st, I said, right, okay, I'm just going to put a structure on it, call it the entrepreneur experiment. And what it is that 12 months to come up with a new business idea, test it, and launch it. And around that, do all the stuff. Do like loads of content. So literally use it as a free kind of like mini MBA for myself. So use it as just a way to force myself to go back into idea generation, go back into idea testing, go back, and then it's actually benefiting probably Host Butlers more, because I've kind of gone back, I've tweaked loads of stuff of Host Butlers.